We're back. Thanks for staying with us. Joined now by Garrett Martin. Garrett's the CEO of Key Outreach Labs. Garrett, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Don. And Key Outreach, the labs has been a previous domain, but Key Outreach is our company.
Okay, so Key Outreach, that's a great name. Tell us what the company does.
So we are an outsourced sales development company, and my co-founder, COO, Kevin Marco, I'm Garrett Martin, co-founder, CEO of Key Outreach. We started in 2018, and we're outsourced sales development. We are here to send cold emails, to set introductory calls for our clients that are in the SaaS space, software as a service, and marketing and advertising, really in the most layman's of terms.
So basically, you're helping get people sales leads.
Yes, that's exactly right. We call ourselves the assist leaders in business. You're there in Southern California. You can consider us sort of the Kobe and Shaq, if you will, of setting meetings.
How does it work?
So the main thing that we do is figure out, okay, it was on us to figure out who are our ideal customers. Those SaaS companies, like I mentioned, and those agencies that I mentioned. Once we get in with those folks, we start everybody on an onboarding session and we figure out who are their ideal customers. Once they give us their ideal customer profile, we then go and generate a lead list that has the total addressable market, every lead within those parameters across the globe. And then we send emails from that list as a representative of the company to set introductory calls for the sales teams.
Now, a lot of people are wary of incoming emails. How do you get around that?
Well, in this day and age, right, you got to be a scroll stopper. I mean, during this call, Don, I can imagine between the two of us, we've had 20 emails come in, right? So really, you've got to be short and sweet, concise. No one's going to read a long encyclopedia. Not until you establish conversation should you be sending longer information. And then two, like have some really strong client references. Talk about the great companies you've worked with and the improvements that you showed them. And then also really try and focus on the pains of these prospects that you're reaching out with. A lot of the companies that we help, they either don't have the time or the resources, or there's a constant revolving door in the business development. So we stay siloed in one role, sort of throwing alley-oops constantly to set those meetings.
So when you send emails, do the leads go to you? Do they go to the company directly? How does that work?
So really, if anybody watching this takes anything from me, promise me that you guys will never send emails from your primary domain. So the first thing that we're going to do is create a secondary domain. So let's just use Key Outreach, for example. We wouldn't send emails from keyoutreach.com. We'll send emails from keyoutreach.co. Now, say that you were a member of Key Outreach, Don, we would then reach out as Don, lead with our best foot forward, lead with a decision maker at one of these companies, though our team is the one managing these inboxes. Folks are outsourcing for a reason. So our team handles all the prospecting all the way to the point of getting the calendar invite on the schedule of our partner.
How does the company earn its revenues?
We have a monthly retainer fee that we send for folks. We have a per completed meeting fee, and then we also generate a percentage of closed business won.
Now, how did you identify the need for this company to come about? Because it's really fascinating.
It certainly is. It's very fun trying to explain to my elder relatives here in rural Kentucky area about, we don't have an office and we work on the internet and, we get paid digitally and things of that nature. But when I was in college, I was working for a company out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm here in Louisville. It's about 3 hours south. It's where Western Kentucky University is. I had a few friends that I had met working at a moving company, and they had a company that was very similar to this. They ultimately ended up going under, but there were a couple of different clients that they had that I knew still needed these services. And so I really kind of put myself out there, took a few trips up to New York. My partner, Kevin, also came up with me to New York, and we really kind of put a face to a name and really kind of built on that. New York Venture Partners, I would say, beside the company Relio, where we really got our biggest thing, New York Venture Partners, their head of growth, Kevin Petrie, was really integral in helping us get started with their labs program, really, sort of this ecosystem of startups.
Well, every sales-oriented company is always looking for sales leads, so you're not going to have any shortage of potential customers. Who's some of the customers you've handled so far?
So I would say, and that's a great point, right? It's the lifeblood of any business, including ourselves. We really eat our own dog food. Our business has been built off of those referrals and then really going out and sending those emails for ourselves. Now, the biggest customers that we've worked with, some of these global agencies, the Epsilons of the world, the Publicis. We worked with a company, CitrusAd, from seed to acquisition by Publicis for over $200 million, really big deal. And then we've also seen a lot of success with Tiger Media. They're an influencer marketing SaaS platform out of Santa Monica. They are the project that has certainly changed this company. we run their global SDR operations. We started with a small account in the States. We've now ballooned that up to the United States, Europe, Asia Pacific, Australia, South America, generating thousands of meetings a year for them. And really, that's been our biggest two, sort of clients.
The events of the last couple of years have really changed the way some people think about doing business. Has that helped you or has that hindered you?
It's a bit ironic, knock on wood. I never want to say that the pandemic helped anybody. Obviously, it was a great tragedy, but we were very well positioned. Previously folks would go in person, and when Kevin and I were in New York last month, we kind of laughed and said, we might have figured this out. We had 2 meetings over 6 hours, whining and dining, traveling, going to see people. Whereas now on a Google Meet, you and I are going to connect for a half hour and you'll be on to your next meeting, right? And so there's been a lot bigger need for people to take these, and it's a lot more comfortable. Previously, people were not wanting to take these virtual Zoom or Google Meets, but now it's just become commonplace, particularly as the world is in some way or another going to be a hybrid at best, right? It's never going to be all in the office, all remote, but it's always going to be some sort of a hybrid in there.
What's the one great sentence you can say that would clearly describe what Key Outreach is all about?
The one sentence, wow, you're really putting me on the spot there. But I think the number one is, it's pretty simple, Don. Opportunity in this world, in this life, across backgrounds, countries, whatever the case may be, opportunity is not distributed equally. Ability is. Every corner of this world, there are smart people being born every day, but opportunity is not equally dispersed. And I think it's really important that Key Outreach lives by that and provides those opportunities to folks that have that ability. They just may not have been shown the door to go through.
If people want more information, how can they get in touch with you?
Go to our website, keyoutreach.com. You can reach out to me, Garrett, at keyoutreachlabs.com, but keyoutreach.com is really the main place. You can also check us out on LinkedIn. We'll be posting a lot of blogs and things of that nature. That's probably the best place.
Exciting new company, Key Outreach. Garrett Martin, CEO. Thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much, Don. Appreciate the time. Best of luck.